What is up? Welcome in to the Seth Floyd Show. I'm your host, Seth Floyd Hansen. 49er fans, it's game week. Game week. We are here. It is here. This is Monday. I'm recording this on Labor Day. Just got out of the pool. Shirt's a little wet. We are week one in Seattle this Sunday. It's happening. We're getting ready for it. And the vibes are already so high. The report's coming out of Santa Clara today. We'll get to that in a second. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate any of you that keep coming back. I have a lot of fun doing this. I know I haven't been as consistent these last few weeks. I've just got a lot going on right now, but I think we're in a spot now I can consistently get 1 or 2 videos out each week. So thank you for being here. Subscribe, like the video. You guys are the best. Thank you. Today marks the beginning of game week. They get the extra practice in today on Labor Day. And I didn't want to record until we got some news out of practice, and I'm glad I waited because we now are at a spot where we have basically the entire roster that we were hoping to put on the field this year is healthy, minus Kevin Givens, who's going to be out till his midpoints of the season. Ayuk is still out, but we knew he was going to be out. We knew it was a super long shot. He'd be ready week one. So all the guys we were expecting to be ready are ready. Juwan Jennings is practicing today. Okay. Dominic Pooney, who had that scary knee injury where we're all holding our breath, he is practicing today. I don't know if he's going full, but the fact that he's getting practice time in today is a clear indication like he is tracking to play week one. And Yurgros Matos, who I think is a sneaky, we need him because we need capable defensive linemen. He's been out all the training camp. He's practicing today. The only one is Jordan Watkins. He's not practicing yet, but David Lombardi tweeted out today. He said it should be coming close. So whether he's ready week one, I don't know. But probably by week 2, week 3, he'll be ready to go. We also bringing in Kendrick Bourne to visit today. I would love a Kendrick Bourne signing, assuming it's like a vet minimum or pretty close to. He's another capable receiver that we can put out on the field until Brandon Ayuk is back. But man, the vibes are high. The vibes are so high. Think about how weird training camp was. All of these injuries every single day. Everyone just dropping like flies. I'm gonna scoop this chair a little bit. Everyone dropping like flies, and the media making a big deal out of it. Our rivals out on Twitter and whoever, of other NFC West teams, fans of other NFC West teams making fun of us. Guys, the truth is none of them were season ending. The worst one was Kevin Givens with his pec. And other than that, everyone's back. This is incredible. We went from are we ever going to get over this injury bug to everyone's back right now. Now, who knows, with practice this week, fingers crossed, nothing comes up or props up, no setbacks for anybody. But feels like we're going to be at full strength for Seattle, which takes me to my preview. My preview for this game against Seattle. Vibes are high. Okay, but what that also means is there's no excuses. We got everybody back, no excuses. We were going to go into week one, so last week thinking about it, I was like, man, there's a chance you're going in, no Dominic Pooney, no Juwan Jennings. Your only capable receivers like Ricky Pearsall. Who knows with Michael Williams, some of these dudes, no Yurgros Matos. So it would have been easy to make excuses to be well, it sucks if you lose that game, but you had guys out, so it's not the end of the world. But there's no excuses now. I don't want to hear excuses about guys missing time in camp. We know that's a thing, but go out and play some ball. You're getting paid lots of money. We're gonna go out and play some football. And I'm excited for it. I'm real excited for it. So what are the keys to this game? Okay. Well, it's the same storylines that we've had all camp, all off season, and 49er fans, I think most of us don't feel like we had these things completely answered, and that's the offensive line and the defensive line. Now, I'm not as down on the offensive line. I'm on record of saying that. I'm not as down on the offensive line as a lot of people are. I think Colton McKivitz gets a way worse rap than he should. I also know on offense, you can scheme around weaknesses. Kyle Shanahan has always done it. Last year was not a great year for anybody, including Kyle Shanahan and some of his play calling, but I think there's a reason they invest more in the defensive line than the offensive line. It's because you can scheme around weaknesses and you can set people up and you have angles and all that good stuff. But how does the offensive line look? Can they get the run game going? Is Christian McCaffrey being back and healthy, is that enough to fix the run game woes, especially inside the red zone, that the 49ers had last year? I don't know. I like to think they are. I'd like to think that the run game can't be as inefficient as it was last year. And I say inefficient, like we're a top 15, top 12 rushing team. We were still like a top 12 offense last year, even with, the deficiencies we had at the offensive line position. What does that look like? I like to think that Christian McCaffrey is going to unlock that. I like to think that Brian Robinson is going to take enough touches and he is going to be a factor. But we have to see. We have to see what Shanahan schemes up. We have to see, what it looks like against a good Seattle defense. Like that defense is going to be good. Mike McDonald knows what he's doing, calling that defense. So that's matchup I'm looking for. And then on the defensive side of the ball is the defensive line. What do we look like stopping the run? And we didn't make any big free agent additions to plug up the hole. We have some draft picks that we're banking on, that we're hoping, we get the most out of. But nothing that's like a guaranteed, we made a trade for this guy, or we've drafted the biggest D tackle, if we'd gotten, I'm blanking on his name now, the Browns, who they drafted, whatever. If we'd gotten that guy, I feel so stupid, I can't think of his name now. If we'd gotten like a 5-star blue chipper, drafted him, plug and play like a DeForest Buckner, like we'd feel much better, but we didn't. Okay, we're really excited about Mykal Williams. He's going to start out on the edge and then kick down into the 3-tech, probably on third downs, which is great. But what is he in the run game? We know he was really great in the run game in college. That's like why we drafted him. But he didn't play in the preseason. He was banged up. So what does he look like? He's probably going to have, if I had to predict, like he's going to have some rookie mistakes on Sunday, but he's also going to have some huge highlight plays, and you're going to be like, that's why we drafted him. And so I think it'll balance it out. And then as the year goes on, he'll start eliminating those rookie mistakes. We're all really excited about CJ West. He got some plays against played against Denver, and then we didn't see him the rest of preseason because he hyperextended his knee. What does he look like? I mean, we saw a lot of Alfred Collins, and for the most part, it was pretty underwhelming. Like, can he keep making steps in the right direction? So anyway, that's what I'm looking for. Can they shut down Seattle's run defense? Because I'm pretty high on our secondary. I feel really excited about our secondary this year. Demo, Renardo Green, secondary, including like Fred Warner in pass coverage. Like that's huge. Fred Warner playing in pass coverage. Winters doesn't cover as well as Fred does, but he flies around. Like I expect him to make plays. The safety position, like Jason Pinnock is going to get the start. Pinnock is going to get the start with Marquise Siegel, it sounds like great. Marquise Siegel, he's flown around. Like that's really exciting. He's flown around in the run game. What can he do in the pass game? We'll see. But I feel pretty confident in our secondary. So I'm really more worried about what that run defense looks like. But we have Robert Saleh, and that's kind of what I'm building up towards. Is I just have to believe that Robert Saleh has something to keep this run game stout. I could be wrong, but I think he's going to be dialing up some things that we even saw in preseason a little bit that's going to keep the offense on their toes. What does it look like for Seattle? I'm more intimidated by their defense than I am by their offense. Seattle fans, I know you're talking yourselves into Sam Darnold. You're talking yourself into he can do what he did in Minnesota. Like that's a possibility. I'm not saying it's not, but Kevin O'Connell is the quarterback whisperer in my eyes. Of the NFL right now. Like he had Kirk Cousins looking like an MVP candidate before he tore his Achilles. He had Sam Darnold looking like an MVP candidate most of last season. You guys have a new offensive coordinator who was just with the Saints, and the Saints didn't look very good. And he wasn't the reason that coaching staff got fired, but the Saints offense wasn't great. I know he's a Shanahan disciple. And a lot of you think that that plays in your favor, like Kyle Shanahan taught that dude everything he knows. And just because he taught Kubiak everything Kubiak knows, it doesn't mean Shanahan taught Kubiak everything Shanahan knows. I know that's like a weird turn of phrase, but it's true. To me, that's advantage Shanahan knowing everything about Kubiak. But we'll see. And it's just, Sam's great. Like I loved Sam when he was on the team. Is he going to be, even if he's really good this season, is he going to be great week 1 with a new cast of receivers, a new offense? Like, I have a hard time thinking that. Like, you guys are really excited about Elijah Arroyo. I think he's going to be really good too. Week 1 in his first game, like, I don't know. I have a hard time seeing that week 1 being that. And I know you guys have Cooper Kupp, but like Cooper Kupp's like a descending player. Like, could he be? Is he going to pop off a couple games this year? He could. He really could. But man, I don't know. I think there's a lot more question marks in Seattle on the offensive side of the ball than people want to admit. And to just assume Sam Darnold's going to be that same guy coming into this new setting, like, I don't know. I wouldn't put money on it. I'll say that. And I definitely wouldn't put money on it week 1. Could Sam by midseason really be clicking with JSN and Cooper Kupp, and could Kenneth Walker be rolling? Like, sure, like that's possible, but new OC, like, who knows? Who knows? I'll just say that. Shanahan historically, like since 2019, has owned the NFC West. Like, probably would have swept Seattle last year if Bosa doesn't have an oblique injury in the end of the third quarter last year. That last game got pretty weird. But it's the defense, Seattle's defense. If Seattle is going to win this game, okay, for any Seattle fans that are here, you can, whatever, like I'd love for you to be here. Let me know what you think. It's going to be shutting down the run and then getting the run game going. And you're going to be working off play action, which is what Shanahan offenses do. Like, can they stop the run and can they get the run game going? We'll see. I'm just very confident in Kyle Shanahan, very confident in Robert Saleh to take care of business in this one, especially with everyone being here. I think Kyle Shanahan's going to have enough up his sleeve to get this offense going, and then I think Robert Saleh is going to have enough pressure on the line of scrimmage and on Sam Darnold to limit what they're doing. I think it's going to be tight, especially playing in Seattle. I think that this is going to come down to the wire. Please, the football gods, please do not let it come down to a Jake Moody field goal at the end of the game, like we're all hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping, Niners with the lead in the fourth, get a big stop with 3 minutes left in the game, and then the Niners run out the clock. So I'm going to predict and say, I'm going to jump around. I'm going to give you a prediction. I'm going to talk about Purdy a little bit, but I'm going to predict that this game, I had a score earlier today. I'm going to say it ends 24-17. Let's say that 24-17. 49ers take the lead in the fourth and then hold on to it. That's what I think. But I think it's going to be a battle. I think Seattle's a good team, good roster, but I think they have enough new pieces that to expect them to just come out firing all cylinders week 1 with a new offensive coordinator. Like, I just don't see it happening. But who knows? I could be wrong. Brock Purdy needs to silence a lot of people starting week 1. Brock Purdy needs to come out and be who he was in 2023. Now, we're not the same team as we were in 2023. Brock has to shut up a lot of people this weekend. It starts this weekend. Now, Brock even said, he did the interview with, I don't remember who it was, came out like a week ago, and he was talking about how he definitely was forcing things last year. It felt like he had to make huge plays. No Christian, Ayuk being out, like he felt like he was pushing the ball instead of just getting back to the basics like he did in 2023. I know that this team is not as talented as they were in 2023, but don't get it twisted. Everyone, we've talked about this huge exodus of this 49ers roster of a bunch of depth guys. Now, we are top heavy, that's for dang sure, and we're relying on a lot of young guys to fill in those depth pieces, but you still have Christian McCaffrey, you still have George Kittle. Pearsall is an ascending player. Jennings almost went for 1,000 yards last year and he's practicing today. You added Brian Robinson. You still have Kyle Juszczyk. A lot of people are pretty sour on him, but I still believe in Kyle as a Swiss Army knife. And so you have pieces on offense. You have the pieces. And I just need Brock to be efficient. If it means check it down to CMC 8 times, then do it. Like, what do we care? Just get a win. At this point, who cares? Even though he's not captain check down, like, do not be anything you don't need to be. Trust the system, make the right reads, protect the football, move the chains on third down, run, use your legs when things break down, and make some plays. Like, I'm ready to see this version of Brock with getting paid, new contract, like, let's live up to it. Okay, let's live up to it and let's go have some fun. Let's go have a day. I'm real excited for Brock. I would love nothing more. I mean, I'd love nothing more than a 40-point blowout. I said, oh gosh, I already forgot, 24. What did I say, 24-17? So that'd be 3 touchdowns and a field goal. So I'm thinking Brock, I want 2 touchdowns from Brock. 2 touchdowns from Brock and 1 rushing touchdown from Christian. Brock with 275 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, I'm here for it. 65, 70% completion percentage. I'm here for it. That's what I'm hoping for, and I'm gonna hope with Brock this coming year. Lastly, like, I almost did a separate video season preview, but I'll just give it to you right now. Josh, if you want to cut it, make a separate video, or just leave it in here, you can. But here is my like quick 49ers season preview. I said in the offseason, and I'm going to stick to it, I said they're going to go 11-6. I think they're going to be an 11-6 team. If this was the 2023 roster with this schedule, I would have said they're going to go 15-2. But they're real young. They're real top heavy. As long as they can avoid any big season-ending injuries, they'll be okay. But there's going to be guys that get nicked up and miss games. Like, I count on Jennings is probably going to miss a game. Kittle's going to miss a game or 2. Christian could miss a game. And it's going to hurt because the guys you have behind a lot of those guys are not what we had in 2023. So for like a rough, I don't even want to pick all the games, but I think they're going to go 11-6. I think you're probably split the division. I think you're going to go 3-3 in the division. I think the Cardinals are a lot better. I think Seattle is tough with that defense. You're probably going to drop one to Seattle. I'm going to just call it that you drop it at the end of the year and you win week 1. I think the Rams are the Rams, but here's what I'm going to say about the Rams, guys. I think that Stafford back is a ticking time bomb. Okay, he is. First off, you probably saw the comparison. Jason McIntyre did it on the Cowherd show when Colin was gone. Brock, if you just look, everyone's argument against Brock, they don't ever use statistics. Or if they do, now they'll go, yeah, the only stat I need, 6-11. Okay, well, where were you in 2023? In 2022, where were you guys? Okay, when you pull out the raw statistics for Brock Purdy, even if you don't think he's like a top 5, top 10 guy, like he's not as bad as people want to act like he is. Because when you compare Brock's stats last year to Stafford, to Stroud, to Herbert, like Brock was better than those 3 guys from a stats basis, statistic basis. And so Stafford wasn't great last year. And they had injuries too, but like he was not great last year. He had, what do you have, less touchdown passes and more interceptions than Brock, something like that, or less touchdown passes and less yards than Brock. Like, his back is a ticking time bomb. He's like 38, 39, I don't know how old he is. He's late 30s. Another year older. Had back problems all offseason, barely practiced. Like, that's not going away. Like, he wasn't great when his back was feeling good last year. So here's what I'm going to say about the Rams. Like, I got to think that Stafford, just like if Purdy gets hurt and misses extended time, the Niners are not making the playoffs. Stafford, like, what's the over-under? Stafford going to make it through 12 games? If Stafford only plays 12 games, I don't think they're making the playoffs. And that's because I don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. I know Rams fans, you talk yourself into that all you want. He is not that guy. Maybe he is with McVay, but good night. Good golly, you do not want to bet your season on Jimmy Garoppolo. I just think the Rams are, I think Stafford is a ticking time bomb with that back. So I don't know. But I just thrown that out there. I think they're going to split the division. They probably lose that first Thursday night game to the Rams, assuming Stafford plays. But if he doesn't play, I'm going Niners all day. But so let's say there's 3 losses. They got to lose 3 more somewhere. You could lose. I think they're going to lose either. They'll lose one of the Houston-Tampa games. Both of those on the road. Those are tougher games in their schedule. They could lose. They're going to lose one of the Giants or the Browns game. Giants have a really good defense this year. Jackson Dart might be playing then. They could look like a lot different team later in the year. And then for some reason, we just suck against the Browns like we did in 23. So we could lose that game on the road. Both of those games are on the road. And then do you drop one to Jacksonville? Do you drop one to Atlanta on Sunday Night Football? Like, all of those are real possibilities. It's hard to pick exactly. It'll feel like any games they don't lose in the division and any games they don't lose to Tampa or Houston, like, will feel like stupid losses. But young teams are going to have stupid losses. So I'm going to say they go 11-6, and I'm going to say they win the division. Homer pick, fine, but I'm going to say they win the division 11-6. I'm going to say the Rams finish like 10-7, and so do the Seahawks, and one of those teams will make the playoffs. And then I'll say the Cardinals finish 8-9, somewhere in there. I don't believe in Kyler Murray. I have a hard time believing in Kyler Murray. The Arizona's defense might be pretty solid this year, but I do not believe in Kyler Murray. I'm sorry, guys. He is what he is, and I don't think he's consistent enough, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. That's kind of my preview. 11-6, I think they win the division. They probably end up being like the 3 seed. We'll see how it goes. Maybe they can catch fire. If everyone stays healthy, if all their guys stay healthy for 15 plus games, then it could be better, and they could end up the 1 seed, but it's hard to bank on that with their injury history they've had. That's all I've got for you. It's game week, fellas and ladies. If you're here, appreciate you still being here. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You guys help me out a ton. If you can just subscribe, send it to your friends, send it to your enemies. And it's game week. Good vibes. 24-17 was my prediction. 49ers, let's go. It's going to be a great year. Go Niners.